Hey y'all, I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Alyssa.
And this week we gonna be pushing that sex toys button.
So like literally the button on the toy or like?
No, like well both, hopefully, because we're gonna be talking about how
I feel like we should have one now that I'm like.
No! Next time we will definitely do this again and hopefully have some like
Maybe some like toy ASMR in the beginning, like zzz.
Or even like not even rating, but like just
a review.
Like like ones that are good.
I don't sex toy enough to like have a lot of products to review, but I'm into it.
So
so let's talk about sex toys.
Back to our regular scheduled program. Thank you for hanging in there with us. How to talk about sex toys with your partner, like bringing them up into the bedroom, shopping around, because it has been a journey for me. Alyssa, how about you?
I mean, kind of like I
can't catch.
Excuse me, please.
Our handy dandy helper brought one in that we can talk about this at the end. Like we will push that button and because I
don't have like toys like was never like a huge part of my like masturbatory efforts.
Mm-hmm.
Like so like my journey has been like just to like discover that I like to use some of them.
Right.
Like not necessarily that it's been like an issue for me to bring it up with a partner, because honestly I've had more partners be like, let's use toys with me than I've been like, hey, can we do this?
High fucking five. Shout out to the partners that bring up the sex toys and make it easier. Because it's so annoying in terms of my experience with bringing up sex toys. Like I've had like a handful of good experiences. I've had individuals in my life that were so against it, so insecure. Like I had a specific boyfriend. We went into a sex store together. Like he wasn't paying attention. Like I was like, I want to go here. Let's go check this out together. He walked in. He's like, what the fuck are we doing here? I'm like, made a scene, made it so awkward, was so like just it was ridiculous.
So
like,
there was like immediate shame for like wanting to do.
Walked around and it was like got so huffy and puffy and stormed out, like left me in the store. I was like, yo, wow, cool. Like I think I like embarrassed, like bought something. I was like, okay, thank you, bye. Yeah, like got some lube or whatever and just was like beelined it out of there. Like, don't be those people. Like, but please explain to us.
Keep your embarrassment to yourself. Keep that a conversation. Why?
Why? And I understand it, like being caught off guard and being uncomfortable by like thinking that the toy is replacing you. No, it is helping.
It's literally helping us all.
Right? And it's just shaking things up. It is so like it just adds a little something. But yeah, like I've had a bunch of people like, we don't need that, or I don't like, no, like why? And it just like I don't understand.
Yeah.
So like if you are someone who is insecure, that is the word. Insecure about using toys, please let us know, because I am.
I mean, yeah, tell us the reasons why you wouldn't. I think one of the first dudes that like brought it up that I like took seriously about it, because like even when I first started having sex, a lot of my partners were like, oh, do you want, like, what vibrator do you have? Do you want to bring in? And I was like, what? Like, no, I don't have one. That's what you're fucking for. So like, give it to me. Like that was very much my attitude. And finally, when a partner brought a goodie bag and was just like, this is what we're gonna do, then I was like, okay, yes, sir. Like, and then it was great because he
got me shifted in my seat. I was like, that's some bullshit. Anyway,
it was a little scary at first because I was like, this fucking bag, like, it was Mary Poppins' bag of fucking toys.
Yo.
Like, I forever will love this Kit Kat, but like, it was like Mary Poppins' fucking bag of toys.
You off. Anyway,
and and just like I like would just like lay there with like a thing over my eye, just be like, okay, well, I guess this is what we're doing now. Like, here's how we're experiencing this, and it was great because I did learn a couple of toys that I'm really into, and many that I'm like, yeah, this is not my jam. I don't, I'm not ready to explore this yet. And then, I mean, my current partner is very open to like I want to go to a sex store. I'm like, I want to go to the sex store and I want to find a new toy. What toy do you want to find? I don't know yet. We're going to find it together. And so then we go and like, do we like this? Do we not like this? Like have that kind of like, if there's something that like I know I'm like this, I want it, this is what I want done, then I do say like, hey, I want to do this. And like, are you okay with that? And so far it's been fine. Like there's been no rebuttals to things, but like, it's very much like, unless it's like what I want, then I'm not super pressed about it. And he will also like suggest like, or request like, oh, I want to try this. I want to use this. Like, can we do this together? Because it's really your body that's being affected by it, you know? So there have been some times that I'm like, I don't want this. Like, I'm not ready for this right now. Let's save it for later. There are things that we're working up to that like are like slow, but like, thankfully, it's very like easy to be like, oh, I want to do this, or I want to like experience that.
I mean, I know I say it should be easy to ask for what you want, but
it's also really, I mean, it's also
like,
there are things that I've like in the relationship that I'm in now sexually. There are things that like I like am like waiting, and I'm like, okay, I want this, and I'm waiting for a time that I'm like prepared to ask for this, and like our things that we have done have progressed in many ways of like when it's like, okay, I finally feel comfortable enough to say this to myself, much less like the person that's like doing things.
Interesting. Like, is it because you're not sure if you really want it, but like it's like you're trying to figure out what, like, is this something that I want? Why do I
because like things that I see, like I'm sure many of us in porn, that I'm like, okay, that looks scary, and I know that I've heard about that, but like, okay, how do we make that feel good, or like how do we try that, like so those conversations do happen, but like not as easy necessarily as like, here's a toy, figure it out, use it on me, you know what I mean?
I have never had I feel like bondage and stuff counts as toys.
I mean, anything that's like an accessory sexually, I think can be a toy.
I've had like one or two partners bring in toys. Oh no, I'm a fibber again. Damn. Like, because for something like, anyway, I've had more than that. Fuck it, whatever. Like of course the women that I've been with, but for some reason I wasn't like equating like there have been toys. Anyway, yes. So that has been an avenue. But other than that, I think there's been one male individual in my life that brought up using toys or bondage or whatever. It's usually I am the one that is like testing the waters, like figuring out, okay, how do I ask? Is it like in the spur of the moment while we're getting into things? Is it something that you talk about before? Like, at what point do you have that conversation? Because sometimes it just depends.
For sure, it
on
depends.
The person. It depends on.
It depends on what it is, the scenario. Yes. Like, there's been things that I have brought up in the most like non-sexual. Like, this is. Like just a regular ass time that I'm like, I want to do this XYZ in the future, or like use this thing in the future. Like this is something that I want to do later on, versus like, hey, tonight can you do this, or like, can we play with this toy? Right. So like I for sure been like had that, but like also like in the moment, just like, give me a sec. Like he'll say, give me a sec, and grab something. And it's like, okay, cool.
So that's yes.
So it's like it can happen there.
About it, that is just like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. Awesome. But sometimes it can be.
It's nice to plan. I mean, like for like I guess. Like anal training. Okay, so you have to kind of plan, you know, the plugs and everything. But
that
like,
needs to be talked about.
Yeah, like that can be really fun.
Yeah,
when you like space it out and you're aware, like, okay, we're, you know, here's the schedule for this. Like it. I mean, it's literally scheduled sex, but like it can be fun to like know at the end of the day, like this is what's happening, or like all day you've been wearing it and you're ready for like what's coming later. Pun intended.
What is coming? Yes.
You know, and like there are also things that I have like wanted or like said that are not huge to me, but like there are things I'm like, I know this isn't for everyone. So like if you're not into it, no shade. We don't have to do it. Like fuzzy handcuffs. I love fuzzy handcuffs, but
They
like
have to be fuzzy?
I have a leopard print of fuzzy handcuffs.
Yeah,
Okay,
like-
so it has to be them.
Oh, okay.
Because they're
Yep.
leopard print.
Yep.
But like
Yes.
no one has been like, yeah, let's use these fucking handcuffs. And it's not like the most pressing thing to me to use them because I'm like, it's just more of like a visual prop that I'm like,
Sometimes I like handcuffs too. I'm like, okay, what the?
but it's
like,
it's
yes,
so it's like
yes.
just so goofy that
Uh-huh.
it's like, okay, yeah, they're more of a joke, but it's like everyone is in movies. It's always like the fuzzy handcuffs, and I'm like, literally, no one has been like specifically, yeah, give me the fuzzy handcuffs, and that so it's like. I think they're also when you're asking like to know your partner or like partners, like what is really important to you. So if the fuzzy handcuffs is the only way you can get off, what is that? If it's your kink, your fetish, okay, TBD that I am currently
we
stumped
go back
on
and
this.
forth every time.
But like if
which
that's
one?
the only way that you can get off, like you have to say, look. This is the
is what
only, there's certain
this is
things
what
that I'm
I
like,
need.
I need you to do like X, Y, Z with this in order for me to get here.
Yep.
And some things are like, oh, that's just like fun, but like I don't need it. So I think that's also important to like to remember when asking or when you're like trying to introduce, because like for some people, anal is like a must, and some people it's like a nice thought, but like they're like no,
I'm good on that. Yeah.
And even I mean bondage, some people are like there's a reason that they do or don't want to do it. Edging, like that's
so
a thing
many.
that is I guess not really toy related, but like I guess
I mean, if you're using toys, yes.
yeah,
but
you
also,
can you can toy edge, but like yeah, I think that you just have to be able to ask for something, but also then hear like denial, and I don't know if you should necessarily like, take that to heart in the sense of like we are no longer sexually compatible, because understanding why. You gotta know. Like maybe it's like not ready today.
Maybe that no is temporary. Like, thank you for asking, but I need to think about that for a little bit because I don't know. It's
or
not
if there's like a trauma, like I mean, because men have trauma too sexually. So like if there's a reason that like I mean, it's conversation. Like I'm sure there will be a lot of no's from people on certain things, and like you can't force someone. You can't also like, I guess. We can't, in the back of our mind, mostly I'm speaking to like women or like vagina holding. I mean, I guess people who like receive sex with, who like get penetrated. I'm sorry. I'm for people who
we're all here to learn.
For anyone who is being penetrated. Fuck, I just lost my thought.
Is that it's different?
Yes. We have to accept also like no when someone is like I don't want to do this, or like we can't, in the back of our minds like someday they'll do it, someday they'll be ready, someday they'll want this, because I think that I know for a lot of women that I'm gonna like loop in many, it's like typical for us to kind of like see something and then envision the future also based on that, and like we can't necessarily envision that like we're gonna change someone sexually. I guess is what I'm saying. Is like I know that sometimes women, I will generalize, at some point there's something that like I'm gonna change this value, I'm gonna improve, enhance, whatever, something, and like sometimes like it's a no and it's a whatever, like except that maybe like the one kink you have isn't gonna be, I mean, satisfied. I don't know,
or I mean, figure out a way to like.
Conversation. It's just like talking about what you want, and like I guess making sure you're both like at a point that you can see. Just talk about sex.
Bottom line for the sex toy button is to talk about it and ask and do the things and like all enhancements like.
And don't feel bad. Like don't shame yourself either if your partner is like no, because sometimes I think literally spit.
Yeah.
Like sometimes what we want from someone, they are just not at the level and
give, or like, and I do believe like all of it is tied around insecurities, whether you're trying to add something like because that person is thinking that they are not enough. Like you need this extra thing. And it's not that it's needed. It's like it is to enhance and to make it more fun. Not that you're not fun, not that you're not good. It has nothing to do with that. But it is about the two of you and exploring
the benefits and like how pleasurable.
Right? Like, y'all, some of these sex toys that are out here, in this world now, changing the motherfucking game. I'm like, yo. Like
the thing that I'm really excited to get this year, I guess I'll like add this like little tidbit or like whatever, is I'm excited to get one of those like alien tentacle fucking dildos, like a nerd dildo. I found this article that like has like dragon fucking dicks.
That is not what I thought you were gonna say. That is fucking great. Like I thought you were like there is something, and I got one, and I think I have two, and I'm so irritated that I don't love it. The fucking C-shaped thing that like goes.
The like We vibe they're called.
I don't know, but like the one that goes.
It's a C and it goes up.
Yeah,
and
like
in.
it vibrates on the inside on your G spot and then on your clit as well. But like. It is not one size fits all. This shit is like a lie. Like sometimes the top part that hits your clit is too long, and I'm like, what? Like
I mean, yeah, because the like pressure, like
it's just
okay. Well, that's
anyway.
Good to know.
Yeah, so
I haven't tried those because
like,
I'm like, is it gonna be an issue?
I feel like it's almost safer, and I could be wrong, maybe it's just the size of my hoo-ha, like to go on the smaller side for those, like just like it
little bitty.
Yeah. Anyway, like that was not one of the toys that blew my mind. It was very unfortunate. I got it for myself for my birthday, and it was whack. But there are some that are changing the game that I'm trying to. I lost.
Maybe we'll do a segment on fucking toy review at some point.
Let us know how you guys would feel about how everyone would feel about toy reviews, because I'm so fucking with it. I have acquired a collection that I don't use because I get nervous about buying sex toys now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I always kind of feel like we're product bashing now, because I was like whatever. This lovely bunny I thought was going to be so great. It is a cock ring, and it's dusty. It's not dirty. I'm sorry. I'm like, yo, it's dusty because we're not using it.
Damn.
Because it vibrates and it's dope, but it's just so I don't know. It's the angle. It doesn't really.
Okay, so let's hear ASMR the vibration. Can you hear?
I love you so much.
It's faint.
Yeah.
So the thing is, like,
it was okay.
I love to
distracting.
hear, like, I want to hear the fucking vibrate.
Really?
Like, I know that it's like, most people are like, oh, I want it to be quiet. I'm like, no, I fucking know it's working if I can hear this fucking thing buzzing from like across the room.
That's a good point. Like,
it's the aggressive
aggression of the
vibrate for me.
But just the angle of it, and like you can like the motion. Like I thought.
I don't like this. Like I mean, we're gonna get real graphic, I guess.
Like it should be like constantly there. I don't know. Like I guess if you're just in there and not moving that much, it would stay there and it's set up and down. Like the thought, I understand the thought of this, but the execution, I was like, nah, you going back in the bag and you dusty.
What if I feel like if it was like magnetic, like somehow it was like stuck on the clit, but then the cock ring, like there was a magnet somehow that they would like connect and like an extra jolt of vibrate would happen. I don't know. I'm not a toy designer.
It wasn't, to be a toy designer, like would love to interview one. Anyway, if you know anybody,
sex toys,
like we need to
please
talk.
Make the connect.
But no, and I've experienced so many fucking, I think that was the first sex toy that I was introduced to was a fucking vibrating cock ring. And I was like, oh, okay, like this is lit. This is kind of dope. But it's also, it's kind of basic. But
I've not used one.
Really?
I've not used one.
There are some great ones out there. Like you can also get they come in, it's, you know how you can get those trial size lubes? There are like just one-time use cock rings are like fucking $5.
Oh, interesting. Like a gas station cock ring?
Yes. Oddly enough, those have been the best that I have experienced. Like the fucking more expensive they are lately, I've been like, this is trash. Like it,
Yikes.
like they're trying too hard. You're
Keep
trying
it simple,
too hard.
stupid.
Yes.
One of the basic
please.
principles of marketing and advertising.
And
keep
sex
it simple,
toys
stupid.
apparently. Keep it simple. But there are some really interesting I want to talk about male sex toys. That is something that I do want to push the button and talk about more. I saw an amazing blowjob simulator sex toy, and I was like, yo, I'm totally getting that for the SOS. Like, it is happening because I'm curious. Because they brought up the argument that there are more sex toys for women.
Oh, for sure. Hard or soft. I think Tahoe and Orlando have both kind of. I mean, shout out to the dudes at Hard or Soft. We love
check
them.
Out. We're gonna be on there one day. Goals.
We will, yes. But like, they both test out or erotic boudoir. Shout out to erotic boudoir.
Yes.
She I believe she has designed many toys for men. Don't quote me on this. Check out her page and check out their page. Obviously, they have reviews and stuff. But they are some of the only. That's like one of the only spaces that I know that's talking about male sex toys and the use of them. But I mean, what is it? Cock rings and maybe butt plugs. And then fleshlights, and then BJ simulators, like sex
but
dolls.
Also, like, there are, I saw some things. We took a trip to the sex store the other day, and I've been back a couple of times. Ooh. I saw some very interesting things, like cages. Is a male sex toy that I had no idea about.
What is?
It is literally a penis cage. Like, it constricts, like, that's the best way I can explain it. Please, if I'm saying this wrong, somebody let me know. But it is literally, like, just a cage.
Like a muzzle? Like a dick muzzle?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like, and
okay.
So there's
I'm into that.
There was something, it's also looks like a penis pump. Like, that's kind of a sex toy. Like, totally a sex toy. Then there are dolls that, like, there are things where I was like, I need to come back and I need to do more research because I'm so intrigued at, like, in both areas, the sex toys that are out there, like, that, yes.
Do you, dudes, ladies, people with bodies, drop your favorite sex toys that are geared towards the phallic object. Dildo. I mean, I would assume there are still some toys that you could use with dildos if you're using it on someone else, but I don't know. But drop your sex toys below. Stories, good, bad, ugly, messy. Hospital trips. Oh yeah, I'm always kind of like, I love to hear when in a humorous way, not in a like jerkish way.
Sex toys go wrong, or like things that are not sex toys that where you just should have gotten a sex toy and putting inanimate. Like putting
I don't fucking push it in that's not meant to be there because I'm always afraid I will be the I'm not trying to be on Grey's Anatomy for something on my fucking asshole.
Well, so
and neither
we are very passionate about this button. This was all over the place. We are definitely gonna do it again.
Thank you for joining us on this ride.
And so do all the things, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.